Hi, well, it's Christina again, and you can see by my lush background I'm still in California, and there'll probably be planes going over. Hopefully nobody, I don't know, actually cleaning their garden with a blower, which is agony, isn't it? And traffic. But anyway, what did I want to talk about? I was going to talk about memory loss and exercise and all those things, and then today I got an email which reminded me of the swinging 60s. Yeah, and I was all part of that in London, King's Road, the whole business. But you know, you didn't think it was so special. It was how life was. It wasn't unusual. It's what we lived through. But what this article said, which is quite fascinating, which I really would like to add to my page so that you can see more of my interests, that the Beatles came along then, and they brought the swinging 60s. And think of all that incredible music. Oh my heavens. It was just amazing. It took us to another place. And James Bond and the Beatles came at the same time. So really, that's probably what started the so-called swinging 60s. And they were all those things. But that's not all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to sort of, I guess, a little bit of memory. Memory daunts us sometimes, doesn't it? But, you know, it's not that we're going senile. We are a bit older. Things aren't as sharp as they were, no question. You put your keys down and think, oh gosh, where did I put them, you know? And everything's a bit smaller. We don't have a keychain anymore. Well, maybe some of you do, and I'm thinking maybe I might get one. I find it's always a little black thing that starts the car. And it merges. It's never in a color, right? Why can't we do these things in colors? But I guess that wouldn't be very sophisticated. Anyway, it's things like that, like where did I put my cell phone? Oh gosh, there it is. It's black, of course, isn't it? Now my grandchildren have put something all colorful on the back that sparkles. So that does help. What else? You know, you go into a room, oh, what did I go into this room for? Well, we all do that, don't we? Even when we're younger, I would do that. But somehow you worry more now because you think to yourself, well, it's going to matter now, isn't it? Because everyone's going to think mum's losing it, which we're not losing it. We just got more stress because we're older. And with more stress, I think especially if you've lost a partner or somebody close to you has died, a friend, be whatever it is, the stress mounts. We didn't have that same stress when we were younger. Things just carried on as if they were all about us. And it's not all about us anymore. It's all about your family, and generally far more than it ever was, because we're not in control of it, right? We're not really in control of anything. I just know that memory is something that is so vital, and it takes part of everything we do. There was a fascinating book, which I've just put out here, I want to show, by Sanjay Gupta. Okay? It says, Keep Sharp. It's not a hard read. It's a fascinating read. And there are so many tips in it. It sounds odd, tips, doesn't it? But it's just interesting things that, even almost for any age, but particularly for us, we need to read things like this. We need to absorb it. And I've read it once, but what I do is, I'm sure, underline areas that you really want to remember, a memory, right? Or turn the page down. There's nothing like, it's quite good size print. It's not too fine, right? So that's one of my problems, as you well know. Quality of print today is not exactly what it used to be, because they're economizing. Magazines are thinner, and magazines haven't got the same bold print because it's all about the price. So what else do I want to say about memory? I really want you to think about, it's a lot of things. It's muscle loss, which, you know, I've said to you in other segments. Do exercise, do walk. And that's what Sanjay says. The essential part of walking every day stimulates the brain. Walking and, you know, talking to people on the street, saying hi, if they haven't got the earphones in and they can actually hear you, which drives me crazy because people aren't listening to anything around them. More so when they cross the road. Have you noticed that? If people just walk across and forget that maybe the person driving the car is on the cell phone and not focusing. How many times do you see accidents or not see or hear of accidents that really didn't need to happen? Okay, so thinking about, we are getting older. Just because we forget something doesn't mean it's Alzheimer's. But Alzheimer's, my pronunciation of words, as we know, is not always perfect. But you don't want to feel that there's a possibility of anything creeping in. I have found my eyes issue has made me more cautious because it's not even a question of not seeing clearly. It's just a little bit more vulnerable. And of course we feel more vulnerable. Why wouldn't we? We're older, right? There were some things that I wanted to discuss, and one of them was magnesium. Magnesium I take every day. It's very important for general well-being. It helps you sleep better. Certainly helps as a laxative if you don't get constipated when you take it. That's another thing with older people. They kind of forget that constipation could be a habit or something they forget. Drinking water. Drink water. Oh my God, drink it. I have a glass in more than one place, okay? That way I can't forget it. And so keep drinking. You know, older people as time goes on do forget about drinking water. And it's what our body needs so much. If we don't drink water, we really, you know, we don't function as well. And you get a bit lazy and maybe you don't think as well. Things like Epsom salts in your bath, but maybe not everybody baths or baths because it's not a habit generally. I have to, I just love it. It's an English thing, we bath. Shower, I don't know how you deal with Epsom salts in a shower, but anyway, take magnesium, I beg of you, but make sure it's the magnesium that is not just off the counter in any, I would really go to a health food store. I wouldn't just go to, I don't know, your Shoppers or your Walgreens. You want a better magnesium than that. I don't really want to advise you too much because I'm not a doctor. I'm just only telling you what I do, what I take, and how it's kept me fit through all this time. Yeah, all this time, 82 years, dear God, can I believe that? It gets hard. I've got another birthday coming up, right? I don't know. It's not that we don't want the birthdays. We don't want to be a victim of them. We don't. Oh, mum's that age now. You know, should she still be driving or something? I don't think that's going to happen to me yet. I think there's a lot of things we can do. All of us. Eat healthy. Oh God, you've heard that one before, I know. But just try to get those vegetables in, or if not vegetables, fruit. Have a bowl of blueberries out. Have fruit out that you can grab, so you haven't got to think about getting it out the fridge. There goes the dog. I've always got a dog. My son's got a dog, so there's always a dog either barking or running around in most of my segments. Or anyway, I don't know what more to tell you. I feel that being positive, being sure, focusing on what you got to focus on, not what everybody else tells you to do, having your own independence is probably one of the most important things in your life. Stay steady. Walk regularly. Don't just saunter around. Walk with determination. Drink this water. Actually, this one hasn't got the apple cider vinegar in it because I've already done that. I only do that once a day. But apple cider vinegar, honey, lemon juice, take it. And if you can't drink it all in one hit, leave it there and keep drinking it. Okay, I have probably said enough about all this, but I just want you to be positive in your thoughts and not necessarily ever cave in to anybody suggesting that you're not on the ball. You know what's going on. Just because you remember the 60s, that's good. A lot of people don't, and they should do. So it's Christina. Stay well, stay positive, and you know I'll be back because I have so enjoyed talking to you, and I can see the reception I get and how much everybody likes to hear what I say. So, including my grandchildren. How about that? That's a compliment, isn't it? They are the older grandchildren. I've got 7 of them. They start at a year and they go to 31. Obviously, quite a variety. Anyway, it's Christina. Once again, bye for now. Do send me any comments. I'm just so happy to hear from you. Thanks.